Welcome to the ultimate guide for millstones in Better Than Wolves. So to start off with, I'm just going to go through a little bit of the tech tree required to get to the millstone. As you can see, the millstone is required for a lot of essential crafting elements, and you will need a lot of hemp, specifically for hemp fibers. So to start with, once you've collected iron and clay and made your first brick ovens, you want to smelt down enough iron to get a chisel. Now that you have your iron, you're going to want to craft that into a chisel, and you're going to use that chisel to get 10 stone bricks. Now that you have that, you're going to want to make a crafting table with the stump of a tree. And we'll grab this logs here too. So with an iron axe, you are able to make planks, and those planks can be turned into sticks. So first going to want to create 2 gears. With those gears, you can make the millstone, and you can make a hand crank. So with the millstone and hand crank, this is how you would start by grinding hemp to get your first windmill. As you can see, it does take a lot of hunger to use though, and it's much slower than other methods. So in the future, once you get to the saw, and the saw can only be used with a windmill, you can cut down your planks and it will go into gears, which gives you a lot more gears per plank. So moving on, I'm going to start with the first automated millstone design. So as you can see here, it's quite simple. You only need about 3 gearboxes and 1 hopper. You don't need the water, but it is a lot cheaper than putting 8 hoppers around the outside of this millstone. And it works pretty simply as you place hemp in here, and it automatically grinds it down and is collected in this hopper below. So moving on to this next design. This one I like because it really fits well into that windmill aesthetic with a tall tower. And it works pretty simply by using a dropper to drop hemp into 2 streams below. This uses quite a few more gearboxes, but it's double the speed. You can also expand this out to even a 4 millstone design and further, but much beyond that point is not really a great use of your resources, as there's much better ways to expand your hemp production. So, moving on to this next design. This one doesn't quite work, but I was trying to make a design that used pistons instead of droppers for a much more overall compact design. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work, as the hopper will continue to drop items without mechanical power. And so it would require a lot of timing circuits that probably would make it too bulky for its use case. So moving on to really the next upgrade in millstone design is a piston feed tape millstone design. So with this, you simply feed hemp into this hopper above, provide power in the side, and it is possible to automatically power the farm with the same lever here, but it requires a bit more circuitry that is not really necessary. So the main premise of the farm works with this redstone torch clock, and that goes around powering the pistons to rotate this tape. Let's turn that on. The hemp is draining. So with this design, the key feature is you need 8 shafts powering the millstones, and that allows it to finish grinding the item within 2 rotations of the piston feed tape. The items are then dropped into the water stream and collected in the hopper below, which can be picked up through the trapdoor. This design is pretty much as large as you'll really ever need in single player, and even multiplayer. It should be plenty for a large base of people. If you want to go really crazy though, you can still expand this to an even larger feed tape. So this works in a very similar principle to the last one. Using a slightly different clock mechanism, but mainly using these alternating gearboxes to allow every millstone to be powered. But otherwise it works under the same principle. And hemp is dropped in the water stream below and collected by the hopper. With this design, you can mill a stack of items in under a minute. This design is pretty much completely overkill. You would really never need this much in single player, and even on a multiplayer server, you'd be hard pressed to find a use for this much millstone potential. Right. And with that, this has been Polar, and this was the ultimate guide to millstone designs. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments, if you have questions, and in the description I'll post a download link to this world and to the Discord where you can ask me further questions there. Thank you guys for watching, and see you later.